Hi, it's Psychic Cynthia here today. Welcome. Today I would like to talk with you about remembering the spirits of the unremembered. And these are the people who died, and could also be animals in your environment as well. The people and possibly animals who died who are not being remembered by anyone. Their spirits aren't being honored on the other side. And this could be people who died without children or grandchildren, maybe a neighbor who didn't have anyone. It could also be people who have family. In other words, they died without family and no one is remembering them, or they died without family that bothers to remember them. And if you have spirits, if there are spirits like that around in your environment, especially in your physical environment, they could be not at ease because spirits wish to be remembered. They wish to be acknowledged. All spirits wish to be acknowledged, in my experience, from the other side. So one thing you can do is acknowledge them. You can remember them, especially if you knew them. But even if you don't know them, if you sense the energy's a little bit off in your environment, or you're not sure, just tune in and see if there are any of the unremembered who need remembering. And I know you might be thinking, well, if I didn't know them, if you didn't know them, how can you remember them? Well, you can acknowledge them. You can acknowledge them now, and that is a form of remembering that they existed. Okay, that's really what this is about. They want to be remembered that they existed here, and acknowledge that they still exist now on the other side. And this is a service that you can do to the spiritual world. You do this in service. And those of us who are on a spiritual psychic path, we do things like this. It's part of our ascension, if you will, our evolution. It's just part of what we do, our growth. And I will say there's something in it for you too, because I've noticed that when I do this, when I remember the unremembered, that the energies in my environment and just inside myself, it's calmer. It could be that the unremembered are drawn to those of us who are naturally psychically sensitive. And I don't just mean professional readers. I mean, likely, if you're watching this video, you have at least a little bit of the proclivity towards being open to the spirit world. So yeah, they may be drawn to you. They may be seeking your acknowledgement. And, if you don't do that, if you don't acknowledge them, it can create a lot of static, a lot of extra energy that you don't need, that imbalance, okay? So sometimes check in and remember the unremembered. Let them know by sending love in your heart. You might even talk to them and just say, hey, I remember you the best I can. I acknowledge you. I acknowledge that you existed. You mattered. And one of the things I did tonight for the unremembered is I played my handpan drum and sang a song to them. There were many that I could feel in my heart and in my third eye. So, yeah, you can sing a song to them. Just make up your own song, or if there's a song that you know that you feel is appropriate, remember them. Remember them, and this will balance the energy in your environment. And it's a service that you can do in love, a true spiritual service.